I'm seriously worried about you, Mr. A.
You're worried about me, Mr. C?
Yes, you haven't been looking well recently, and you keep talking about death.
Death? Matters of life and death? Mr. C, take a look at this.
What do you mean, Mr. A? It's just a grave.
No, Mr. C, it's not any grave. It's our grave.
So that must mean, Mr. A, that we're dead?
Dead, precisely, Mr. C. You're dead, I'm dead, both of us are ghosts. Evidence of the paranormal. The paranormal is unexplained phenomenon such as ghosts, poltergeists, and mediums. Proof that there is life after death, Mr. C. Isn't that remarkable?
Beautiful, Mr. A. That means there's a spiritual part of me that can't die.
Absolutely, Mr. C. Immortality of the soul. When you have a part of you that is spiritual, that lives on forever.
But how do I know whether it's not a near-death experience?
Near-death experience? Well, tell me, do you feel as if you're about to die? Do you feel as if you're having an out-of-body experience? Do you feel as if you're floating around and a voice says, "Go back"?
Not really, Mr. A.
Well, in that case, you're not having an out-of-body experience. You're dead. Let's not forget that. That's better.
This is all very confusing, Mr. A. What would a Christian say about this?
To a Christian, this is regarded as resurrection, the rising up of the immortal soul after death for judgment. Got that, Mr. C?
I have, Mr. A. So that means Christians think the soul is immortal and it will live on forever.
Immortality of the soul, as I've already told you once.
I assume, Mr. A, that Hindus have the same viewpoint.
Goodness me, Mr. C. Hindus, Christians, very different. Got to separate them out. To the Christian, resurrection. But to the Hindu, we're talking about reincarnation. The idea that your immortal soul, your Atman, your immortal soul, lives on again and again until you reach enlightenment. Got it? Mr. C, you look a little bit sad.
Well, Mr. A, I was thinking about resurrection and about heaven and hell.
Lovely.
And about angels. I was a bit worried about angels, but now I can see they're quite harmless. I am a bit worried because I had been quite ill and I was worried about how I died. I didn't know how I died. Somebody said to me something about euthanasia, and I said, I don't understand because I don't know any young people from Asia.
That's 2 attempted jokes in 30 seconds, Mr. C. That's enough. You mean euthanasia. There are 4 types of euthanasia. Are you with me, Mr. C?
Indeed.
Okay. Type number 1, suicide. Do you know what that is?
No, what is it?
No, not really sure about that, are you? Ending your own life, and it's legal. Type number 2 is assisted suicide, which is illegal in this country. Assisted suicide is providing somebody else with the means to end their own life. Illegal in this country. Can do it in Switzerland. Type number 3 is a tricky one. Are you familiar with type number 3?
I think it might be voluntary euthanasia.
Exactly. Voluntary. When there's some poor Johnny lying out on the bed, he's in dreadful pain, and he asks you to end his life for him. Voluntary because he asks you to end his life.
Mr. A, we've got 2 more definitions to do for the pupils for our RSGCSE definitions.
Oh, don't be so patronizing to your students, and don't be patronizing to me, otherwise I'll kill you. So, non-voluntary euthanasia is when perhaps a doctor will switch off that life support machine, assuming that that is what Johnny would have wanted him to do. A very difficult area. Right, 2 more definitions. Are you ready?
I am.
Number 1, serious. Abortion. Termination of the life of the foetus. Fetus to you, Mr. C. Some Christians have difficulty with abortion, and you know why, don't you?
Why is that?
It's called the sanctity of life. The idea that God gives life and only God can take life away. So therefore, aborting the life of a fetus is very questionable for some Christians.
I used to be a fetus.
Oh, well, good for you, Mr. C. So did I, but I don't go on about it. You're a ghost now. We were talking about abortion. Do you remember? And now I'm going to tell you how you died, Mr. C.
I'm looking forward to it.
And so am I, Mr. C.
Okay, I think you're ready for a little bit of a test, aren't you? I'm going to give you the definitions, and then you've got 3 seconds to say the right word, and it better had be the right word. I want to hear you shout it out.
The removal of a fetus from the womb before it can survive. Abortion. Providing a seriously ill person with the means to commit suicide. Assisted suicide. The idea that the soul lives on after the death of the body. Immortality of the soul. The painless killing of someone dying from a painful disease. Euthanasia. When someone about to die has an out-of-body experience. Near-death experience. Ending someone's life painlessly when they are unable to ask, but you have good reason for thinking that they would want you to do so. Non-voluntary euthanasia. Unexplained things which are thought to have spiritual causes, such as ghosts, poltergeists, and mediums. Paranormal. The belief that after death, souls are reborn in a new body. Reincarnation. The belief that after death, the body stays in the grave until the end of the world, when it is raised to be judged. Resurrection. The idea that life must have some benefits for it to be worth living. Quality of life. The belief that life is holy and belongs to God. Sanctity of life. Ending life painlessly when someone in great pain asks for death. Voluntary euthanasia.